Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. I look pretty scruffy, so it is time for another shave. I'm about to leave the house, so we better get this over with. And I went into my plastic storage bin where I keep all the channel support, all the items that I want to review eventually. And I grabbed this one here. La Criatura by PAA, or Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. They make a bunch of vintage razor inspired products, or vintage razor inspired razors, I should say. So La Criatura is one of them. Let me grab it here out of the box real quick. Pretty simple packaging. I like the artwork they always put on their boxes. La Criatura is a plastic razor, or I should say ABS plastic. This is ABS, translucent with some glitter in it. And this is an open comb slant razor. And this razor was inspired. I have a couple props sitting up here. One is the 1940s open comb slant Fasan, made in Germany, so long out of production. And PAA, they actually do that quite a bit. They pick up older designs that have long been out of production and they put on their own spin. So the slant here is definitely a little bit more aggressive than on the Fasan, but overall it's a very similar design. This one here is black Bakelite, the first plastic that was ever used in industry for production. So Bakelite, really the original plastic from 1907, invented by Mr. Bakeland from Belgium while he was studying in New York. And this one here is ABS. And as you can see, you can almost, look through it. There's translucent and some glitter. I told you I'm going to add some production value. I even have the PAA webpage open here next to me. Second device. At least I thought so. So they actually make 6 versions of this open comb slant razor. This one here is called La Criatura. Then we have the Filament. And then we have El Fantasma. We have El Fantasma Naranja, which is an orange one. Then Crimson Ghost is a red one. And Phantom Blue is a blue one. And this here, La Criatura, provided to us by Bill. He sent that over around Christmas, I think, or before Christmas. And I haven't touched it yet. I haven't used it yet, but we're going to try this out today. All right. What else are we going to use? I have a few PAA products sitting around, and one of them is actually quite popular here in my house because it is kind of following kind of the scent of Paraso Green. Awesome sauce, very mentholy, and I like it a lot. It has a lot of menthol in it, so it's a cooling effect in your face. And I also have the matching aftershave, of course. So these two are going to be used. So total PAA so far. And then we have the Peregrino, also by PAA. They are unfortunately pretty soft. They don't have much backbone, so that's the only negative thing about this brush. But the handle is great. It's very long and thick. So you have something to hold onto and you don't get the soap on your fingers. So we have Awesome Sauce soap, Awesome Sauce aftershave, a PAA brush. And now we just need to figure out what kind of blade we're going to use. And I have a few blades hanging here on a magnet that I've only used once. And I think we're going to grab one of those. I want to show you what I'm using here as magnets on my mirror. I buy those kind of coin size rare earth magnets. They have quite some grip. You can barely get them apart. So you have to really pull them apart. And then those coin size magnets come with little stickies. So you put a sticker on it and then you can stick it on your mirror. And so I usually use a blade 2-3 times, maybe 4 times. So you can literally buy a few of those and then put 4 magnets above each other on your mirror and then start from the bottom. Okay, first use, it goes on the bottom magnet. Second use on the second one from the bottom, and so on. And so you can always remember how often you have used the blade. And then once it's at the top, maybe you have 4 magnets. That's, it's been used once, twice, thrice. And then the 4th time you can put it on there, or usually when I'm at 4 shaves with 1 blade, then it's just going to go here into my little disposal container. And yeah, that's what I do. That's how it's set up here on my ooh, man, they have some They have some, you cannot, woo! And don't get your fingers in there because I just pinched myself. It's painful. So gotta be careful with those, but they really hold onto your blades. They also will hold onto everything else that's metal. So now I'm bleeding. Look at that. The magnets just snap together with a little bit of my skin in there. So be careful, guys. Alrighty. So let's put those dangerous magnets aside and the stickers that are all pulled out of the box. And, oh yeah, keep them away from your little kids. They will pinch their fingers and then the finger is going to be blue. Now I'm bleeding again. This is the second video in a row, I think, where I need to put on a Band-Aid. So let's do that real quick. Oh my goodness, Heiko and his need for Band-Aids. Last time it was a razor blade, this time it's a magnet. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. And it's purple again. Suffering just for you guys. All right, and again, we're not going to go right into this container. We're just going to grab my little spoon here, and we're going to get a good chunk out of that. And we're going to use my little US-made polymer shave bowl and just squish it to the bottom a little bit like that. And spread it out a little bit. You want the soap to stick initially, or else the brush is just going to pick it up and then you're going to have it on the brush instead of on the bowl. That's why I squeeze it down a little bit. This is a very slick soap. I really like it a lot. I like the menthol scent. It's inspired by Perazzo Green, which has been my favorite for a long time. So a synthetic brush, we don't need to pre-soak really. Pre-shave wise, we're going to use Cremo. Cremo is a shave cream in itself, but someone suggested to use that as a pre-shave, and I tried that a little while ago, and it adds an extra layer of slickness for the first pass. Also getting my stubbles wet at the same time. We still haven't figured out what blade to use. I have Sharp, Persona, Big, Wilkinson, all on my first time use magnet here. And I think we're going to go with a Persona Platinum Chrome. Oh, we also have a feather blade. Shall we do? No. Let's do a Persona. Persona blade, once used, doesn't need to be thrown away. Let's put that out of my fingers before I cut myself. So typical 3-piece, right? Here's the top with the 2 alignment pins, the bottom and the handle with a metal insert. And also, whoop, and dropping the handle. The threaded part here is also metal insert. And then you put the blade on there, line it up with everything. Since this is a slant, this will require a little bit of some tightening down so that the torsion gets put on the blade. All right, the blade tabs are sticking out, so be careful. Don't cut yourself. How much is one of those razors? $26.95, so $27, and you get a ABS in whatever color you want. Clear, orange, red, green, blue, and they have all pretty crazy names, and the artwork on the box is pretty cool. So, blade looks good. They seem to be pretty aggressive, so you gotta be careful. They're very lightweight. Oh yeah, the other prop that I have here is a Merkur 45. This is actually from the early 2000s. Bakelite, this is a straight close comb, no slant, but it's made out of Bakelite. This was kind of a, vintage inspired. Merkur has been in business for a very long time, so they might have even had a Bakelite razor back in their own history, and they came out with this in like 2006, 2008. I'm not 100% sure. So now I literally have 3 plastic razors: the Fasan, the Merkur 45, and now La Criatura. All right, a little bit more water, and now we're gonna grab our bowl with the awesome sauce, the Peregrino. I always want to say Pellegrino, which is the Italian water, sparkling water. And we're just going to go right in here, lots of water. The brush, like I said, is a little sloppy, floppy when it's wet. The bristles are not very stiff at all. And we're going to go lather up in here for a little while. And then we're going to transfer that over into my face. Can't believe that I injured myself the second time, second video. Total klutz. I just wanted to show you how strong those magnets were, and then they snapped together and pinched it. Pinched off a piece of my skin. And you probably don't want to put them right next to your phone either. I don't know if magnetism is going to delete all the data on your phone. It's possible. Alrighty, I have lots of hot water here in my little emesis basin. Some people say I should be a little bit more patient with a bowl lather and give it a little bit more time. That looks already pretty good. And immediately the awesome sauce scent. Like I said, I think it was Bill who recommended this scent to me. They also make that as a shampoo bar, as a normal bar soap. They also make awesome sauce as a deodorant. So if you really like the scent, you can get that, like the full set. All right, there you go. And here comes the shave. The blade is nice and sharp, even though I have quite some stubble in my face. We don't have much tugging going on at all. Jörg from Rasiert, fellow German YouTuber, he tried this one. He said that it was a little on the spicy side, a little on the aggressive side, if I remember that correctly. It's been quite a while since I watched that video. But you just gotta keep the pressure under control. It's an open comb nonetheless. If you push with an open comb, then your skin can potentially get in between those prongs and then you nick yourself. So the trick with those open combs is to not push and let the razor do the job and the blade do the job. And it leaves behind a lot of lines, and that is normal. That's intentional. That's the whole idea of an open comb. It's supposed to, leave behind some sleekness or some soap. And that's what it's doing. Let's do a quick inspection. This is actually pretty amazing. We're like 90% there already after the first pass. So this is probably going to turn into a one pass shave here. So let's lather up. We have lots of soap here, still on the brush and even more in the bowl. I told you guys I'm not going to save on soap anymore. I'd rather use it up before it goes bad. Soaps, especially the ones, they contain tallow, which is a animal-derived product, and other oils and such, and they can go bad. Let's add a little bit more water here. Like the cooling effect. even though it's still winter. I mean, still, it just started. We have like 3 feet of snow outside, but I was craving the mentholated effect and therefore picked this. So the brush I like, it's easy to brush on things. It's not as easy to lather with this thing because it's so floppy. All right, let's do across the grain. And you guys remind me that we still need to weigh it. I say 18 grams with a blade. I might be wrong. I have some soap on my hands. The plastic handle doesn't offer much in terms of traction. And my Band-Aid here is not helping the situation either. But that's what you get if you're not careful. But it's a perfect demonstration, right? I'm telling you to be careful, and the moment I say that, it's a pretty narrow head. The cutting edge of the blade ends literally right on the edge of the razor head, which makes it really easy. To get right under your nose there. It's actually kind of funny. You can, this one direction I use this end, the downhill side, and the other direction I use the uphill side of the slope. So this end seems to be milder than this end. I guess I have to pause for a second. My wife is trying to get in touch with me here. Hold on a second. Family life, you know, you gotta work together. I'm responsible to pick up the kids from school today. And my wife had just reminded me of doing that. Very good. Huh. I do have a little bit of some slight nicks here and there, I think. But I didn't feel it when it happened. So it is a little on the spicy side, a little bit on the aggressive side. You know, it doesn't necessarily have much blade gap, because on those plastic razors I've noticed that the blade almost completely sits down or sits flat on the close comb. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to come through. It sits right on the base plate. There's no blade gap between those prongs and the blade edge, but then the cutting happens in between the teeth, in between the individual prongs. So let's see. Yeah, I have a little bit here, and yeah, there is a little bit of some bleeding going on. Not that I really noticed it. And the result after 2 passes is very passable, I would say. So let me rinse off real quick. All right, there we go. La Criatura, $27 plus shipping. Unless you, I don't know what they have, free shipping at $150 or so. If you want to splurge a little bit and buy lots of PAA products, a brush, a soap, an aftershave. Fortunately, aftershave and soap-wise, they're not, I don't want to say, they're not expensive. Nah, they are expensive. They're pretty expensive. It's pretty pricey to order from PAA. So, but the products are really good. The soap, it's the CK, where is it? The CK6 formula, very slick soap, very slick soap. I really like that. And I think my Cremo pre-shave that we did here Also added a lot of slickness to at least the first pass until you wash off. But you guys know, in between passes, I usually don't wash off. I just smear it around and add a little bit water to my skin. The La Criatura is it's a kind of a novelty, kind of a fun little, you know, vintage inspired razor. Maybe, you know, add the Merkur here to the equation as well. Merkur 45. This is actually pretty new production. 1940s, and then PAA still makes those 6 different variations. I think they all shave the same. They're just different plastic colors, and this one has glitter and the other ones maybe don't. But very nice shave. Yeah, a little bit more aggressive than other razors, just because, you know, those prongs are pretty far apart, and if your skin kind of gets, you know, if you imagine like this, gets in between those prongs, it's easy to nick yourself. So you have to really keep the pressure down. And since my props are out of the way, oh no, battery is low. What are we going to do now? All right, we got to put a new battery in. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. So very high production value. We have new batteries in the scales, and we're going to set it to 0 in grams. The La Criatura with a blade in it, with a Persona Platinum Chrome. That's what it's called. 14 grams. I said 18, so I was a little high. So 14 grams is pretty much nothing. It feels like you're holding a feather. So that's why you got to be careful with the pressure. All right, and now we're gonna get the Awesome Sauce aftershave out. I really like it, but this is gonna burn. It's gonna burn because there's alcohol in it, and it's gonna give me this massive menthol coolness. And then in 5 minutes, I'm gonna walk out the front door. And today's pretty warm, like in the high 30s. So snow is melting, it's dripping everywhere. Oh, I love this scent. Love this scent. I think it was Bill that recommended this to me. And then Bill sent me the La Criatura. So this was absolutely made a match made in heaven. Green razor, green aftershave. And then the Peregrino, which is completely messy. There is so much soap that we could still shave another 3 days with it. Some people actually don't wash off their brushes, and they leave the soap in there, and then the next day they just freshen it up, you know, add new water to it, and lather with it again. I guess that is one way of doing it, but then the problem is, if you have so many choices, then your soaps are just going to go bad. So, you know, I'll just splurge a little bit and use a little bit more. So, yeah, skin is pretty happy. Those 2 little nicks that I saw, these tiny little bleeders, they have already closed up just by using aftershave. Oh, here's a little bit of some redness. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. as I, you know, was demonstrating the magnets and all that. Alrighty, guys. Check out the PAA products. No sponsorship or anything. I just bought it, the aftershave and the soap based on recommendation. And this was a Christmas gift from Bill, which I really appreciate. And yeah, we got a pretty good 2-pass shave out of it. If you have a razor that is a little bit more on the sharper, aggressive, efficient side, you can get away and get a smooth shave out of it after just 2 passes. If your razor is a little bit more on the mild side and you know, you like it really smooth, then you just put a 3rd pass right after the other 2, you know. So this is perfectly smooth. Only my problem zone has a little bit left. But if I would take a razor like the La Criatura and go over this a few more times, I would regret it later. That's why I didn't do that. All right, now my eyes are tearing up because of all the menthol, but I really like it. Alrighty, I hope you guys liked this video. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.